here, and welcome to A Card Cat Made. Today I'll be foiling some card panels that I printed myself, and then I'll turn them into some cards. I'm using Shattered Hearts from Crafty Critta, as well as the Crafty Critta DIY 200 GSM paper. It's always a good idea to dust off your foil and your card panel, just to make sure that there's no dust or debris caught in there that's going to interfere with your foiling. I've got everything sped up here so that it doesn't take quite so long to run through everything, but I'm just going to run this first panel through my Mink, and I believe I've got it on 3 times normal speed, so it's going through quite a bit faster than what it actually does in real life, but I didn't think that you'd want to sit here for an hour and watch me craft. I've brought in my guillotine here just to trim down some from the white toner sheets from Crafty Critta. I love these. It's so nice being able to have white in the background again and actually be able to use up all of your foil. So I'm cutting this down to 10.5 centimeters, which is half of the panel. I'm Australian, so centimeters work well for me, but I do also do a lot of stuff in inches when it comes to my crafting. That's just my Mink folder. I try and keep them organized, and I have quite a few of them lying around the place, hence the little piece of paper up the top that says I am a Mink folder. It's really easy to lose clear folders in a craft room when you've got lots of bits around. That little piece of pink foil that just came onto screen will make an appearance later. So as you see here, I've just taken the leftover foil from the original piece, and then I've run that through on the white toner sheet. I'm just checking for colours for this second piece. Wasn't 100% happy with the gold there, so in a minute I'm going to grab out some black. There we go. And I'm just cutting that down to size. I love the sound that guillotines make. Both that and the removing of foil, both crafting sounds that I absolutely adore, which is probably why I left them in. And so here I'm just using up the leftover reverse foil on the black, popping that into the Mink folder. Somehow that's managed to get off screen. I haven't quite got my camera in the right spot, and run that through. Now when you're revealing with the transfer sheets, you want to do really fast. One quick motion, like removing a band-aid. Isn't that such a beautiful effect? I love it. And the black's finished now, so we'll bring that out and just need that to cool down before you remove the release sheet from it, because otherwise your foil might not stick nicely. Beautiful. And look at how there's an absolutely clear piece of plastic there without any foil left on it except for the edges. So I'm really happy with how those turned out, and I'm actually going to take those and run them through my die cut machine and cut them down into some card panel sizes so that it's all nice and quick to work with. And here we go. Once again, I've still got it sped up just because we're just doing easy cards, and I'm trying not to put too much work into them, just to show you how easy it is to have some gorgeous cards without that really very much work or effort put into it. I just had a little bit of glue tape come off the edge there. My card bases are 4.25 by 5.5 inch, and then my first panel there, I've just stepped down 1/4 inch. The piece I'm adding on here is just from a set of stacking dies. I actually don't know which one I grabbed out, just one that I thought looked like a good size. You can also just use your guillotine or scissors and trim them down as well. I just have the nesting dies, so I use them. This little red piece here is just a scrap of toner sheet that I put a scrap of foil on, and so it's all nice and red shiny. And then just a little stamp that I hand stamped and die cut out, and pop that on, and the card's actually all done and finished. How simple was that? Gorgeous. The second one I've got a few more pieces to it, but just to show you that you can be just as easy and just put a few extra layers in. Don't mind me and my fumbling. I figure you don't cut out when you fumble because everyone fumbles. So you might as well show that you're human. So once again, my first panel is 1/4 inch down, and then this second piece would actually make it 3 3/4 inch by 5 inch. I can do math. And then once again with the middle pieces on the inside, I just picked a size in the nesting dies that I thought looked a good size while making it a bit smaller to show some more of the white background because I really like that piece. And I made 2 sentiments for this because I just could not decide which one I wanted to use. So I figured make both and decide when I'm making the card. So I don't know that I've even decided still here while I'm making it, but I've just done a black border because I like to do a border around cards when they've got a white panel as their front panel. I just think it helps to make things pop. So we've done black, then we've done the white with the red hearts. Oh, there's me dropping stuff again. Then another piece of black, and then we've got the reverse, which is the beautiful shattered hearts with the now black hearts all over it. And you can see there I've tested out both sentiments and decided that I really like the one with the white to help make everything pop. And here's me playing with little foam squares trying to get them to stick. I think this actually takes the longest part out of anything with all of the card making today is me applying foam squares. These are just tiny little ones that I got from, I believe it was Craft Online, as was the tape roller. Everything else that I'm using, except for the black paper and the card bases, is from Crafty Critta. My black paper, I actually do not remember where I got it from. It's just paper from my stash. And my card bases, I actually buy the 8.5 by 11 inch 300 GSM paper from Spotlight. And then we just pop that sentiment down and we have another finished card. I love it. And that's so easy to do. I've got that some other spare sentiment, just checking whether I like it. And I think I prefer the one that I've chosen. So pop that off to the side, do a quick cleanup. And this one's just a bonus card, this next one, that was with that piece of foil that came flying onto screen earlier. I've used some glitter card in the background as my mat. This was actually just a scrap, so normally I'd actually cut some of the center out of it and save that for future die cutting, but this was already a scrap, so it was the right size to use, so it's being used. And it's such a perfect match for the color of the foil for Let's Party. I love Let's Party foil. It's so pretty. It's a really gorgeous pink with little stars all through it. And that's just another panel that I printed myself. I really like how this one turns out. And I've done the same little square that I used earlier, but I did it on a diamond like I did with the other ones. And I'm just actually lining it up over the existing pattern. So I'm really, really impressed with how I managed to get this to line up because it actually sits perfectly with on top of the pattern underneath. And very, very simple love you sentiment on the top, just like we did on the first one. And there's 3 cards, which I put together really, really quickly. And I'm really happy with how they turned out. I hope you liked them, and I hope you enjoyed watching. So that's the first one. Second one, I actually, always with foil, they look so much nicer in real life. And that photo does not do the card justice. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great day. Bye.